It's Transformation Tuesday. It's raining again, and I still have these loud wipers. Shout out to my wipers, because at least they do work. They're just loud. I was thinking about transformation, and we love transformation. We love when we get to see like somebody show their growth over time. We love makeovers. We love like those watching like those transformation videos and watching them to the end, because like we like to see that end result, and we like to see what the end result is going to be. And we like to know that people can change, and people can grow, and people can become something totally different. Or like when you see like weight loss transformations, like people actually doing the work, or like when you like, do you ever realize why people show you like the before and the after? It's like so you can see the actual transformation, and like in the weight loss journey or whatever, you'll see like them where they were at like an unhealthy weight, and or they were unhappy, and then you see their extreme transformation, and you're like, oh wow, like it's possible, right? And it gives you that like kind of motivation and example of that transformation is possible. But you don't really know how that works until you begin to do the work. And when you think about like that transformation, it definitely takes work, but it's an amount of habit and routine and rituals and consistency and commitment. And we talked about commitment, and I was talking about goals, and how the reason why we end up straying away from our goals and our New Year's resolutions and, you know, things that we set out to do at the beginning of the year is because we're not committed. And I believe that. And I also believe that, you know, maybe it's because like we really don't know how to get that transformation, and it's not an overnight thing. Like nothing happens overnight. And transformation, I believe it comes from consistency, building those habits that are going to get you to the other side, to your after picture. You know, I went through like a ton in the past few years, and we all do, like everybody goes through things, but I have like habits, and I have things that, you know, got me to that point. Like I have a habit of being negative sometimes. I have a habit of being a pessimist sometimes and not seeing the good in things. I know that I'm different, and I had set this affirmation as a previous video I did where I was saying that, you know, I don't want to be the same as I was before. I don't want to be the same at all. Like I wanted to transform my whole entire life, my bank account, my relationships, my attitude, the way I felt about myself. And then when I think about how I was last year, I definitely transformed, and I definitely am like a different person than I was. But I had to change not just like my confessions and my thought processes and my mindset, but also my habits. I said before about like 7 habits of highly successful people, where one of the habits was changing your paradigms and looking at things differently, like kind of seeing things through rose-colored glasses, or seeing things how you want to see them and not how they are, and seeing certain situations, like even if they're bad, seeing them as a learning process, or using them as motivation to get where you need to be. That was one of the habits. So another book I read, The Coaching Habit, and basically it tells you to kind of like look at the way that you think of a situation and form a habit. Like look at your triggers, and then you form a habit. So you can consciously say to yourself, okay, when this happens, I'm going to this. And it was not like some overnight thing. Like, believe me, it really wasn't that. It wasn't easy. It wasn't, something I just like woke up and just, oh, I can do it, right? But it was, okay, consciously saying, all right, I don't want this. I want to be on the other side of my transformation. I want my after picture. Okay, so when this happens, let's say you go through, I always use relationships, but like, if you go through a breakup, you need to see that not as a ending. You need to see it as kind of a push to start something new, and to see it as like this. There's a lesson, and on the other side of you letting go and moving on from that, then there's so much transformation that you can achieve. Oh, well, when you lose a job, same thing. You could see it as, okay, this is a loss for me, and this bad thing happened, and it wasn't fair, and I'm so upset, I'm so hurt, I'm losing. You can see it as that, or you could take that trigger and form a habit to say, okay, when things like this happen, I know that there's something new in front of me, and what I have to do is look towards that, change my paradigm, and look towards the new opportunity, and look towards the new experience that's set before you to get to your after picture. Not just habits just themselves, but the thing is, like, what we know about a habit is like it's something that you do continuously, it's something that you do consistently. So I want you to kind of look at where you are, look at your before picture. Okay, because like we're all a before picture, we're all changing, we're all transforming, we're all trying to get to that after picture. We're all trying to see what we look like on the other side, because we know that makeovers are possible and we love them. So look at where you are, look at your before picture, and say, okay, I know what I want my after picture to look like. Right now, where are you right this second, where your habits, what are your habits, and what are your routines, and what are you consistently doing that keeps you in this before picture? Okay, now Tony Robbins says that we have this need to be consistent with who we are. Like, we decide that I'm not this type of person, and I have to be true to myself. And like, he also says that you can't really define yourself. Like, you limit yourself with your beliefs of who you are, but there's really no definition that is specific enough to define you. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? So if you can do all things, then you don't have to define yourself by that one thing. Okay? So if you want to be something different, you absolutely can change your habits and be consistent and become that after picture. And like, so all that means is changing what's in between. Okay? So you see where you are right now, and you know what your habits are. Okay? Now you look for where you want to be. Now, what habits can you adapt, and what habits can you get rid of? Like I said, I had a habit of being negative. I had a habit of being a pessimist and seeing things, one way. What can I do to change those habits? So I had to consciously, when I had a negative thought, when a negative thought was triggered, I had to consciously cancel that negative thought. Yes, I can be true to my feelings. Like they say, like, feel how you feel and then let it go, right? But if I had a negative thought, and I would have to consciously say, like, okay, that's not true. Like, I used to think that I was, I guess this is the year of transparency and honesty, but I might say something like, I can't do that. And I'm not good enough for that. I don't know enough for that. And negative thoughts are like, they're hard because we practice that. You know, that's a habit. But I had to consciously, you know, say like, okay, that's not true. I am good enough. I do enough. I am capable. I'm capable of whatever I set my mind to. You know what I mean? I am worth it. So, like, that had to be not just a thought. That had to be a habit, a conscious effort, a struggle, a painstaking effort to perfect myself. And not saying that I'll ever be perfect or anything like that, but and I'm still working on it. I still have bad days. I still have negative thoughts, but I still am working to perfect my habits and still getting rid of people driving. I'm still getting rid of bad habits that, you know, or things that I didn't need in my life, and I noticed that I was constantly and consistently doing and being committed to, and being consistently inconsistent with some of the things that I said that I wanted. Now, like, can I celebrate my transformations? Y'all was about to see me have some road rage. Can I celebrate my transformations that, you know, I do notice? Yes, absolutely. But you kind of have to just be consistent and be constantly evolving with getting to your after. And anytime you reach a certain level of success, you want to kind of work to keep staying there, and you want to keep growing and keep changing. So, you know, even what you might see as your after picture is like, that's not the full after picture. That's just one after picture. So let me know in your comments. I want a thumbs up for everybody that's changing their habits in 2020. And I will see you in my next video.